Coming to you from lovely Merrill, Wisconsin at the Underdown Trailhead. I am Runner,
I'm Son.
and this is the Underdown version of Runner and Son. Coming to you from Merrill, Wisconsin, we are now back in the American, having finished our run. We did 14 miles, right? Maybe a little bit more?
Yep.
Okay, so we did what we planned. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about the last few weeks. There's been a lot going on, including our training run for Alex's marathon that we did today. So I guess we'll start with a trip that we took, family trip to Colorado. We went with our family, my parents, and my brother and nieces and nephews, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess nephew girlfriend too.
Yeah.
So families and extended families. So it was great. We had, 14, 15 people there total. And we drove out to Colorado. We rented a 15 passenger van, which I seriously recommend. This was just actually for my parents and our family. My brother drove separately, but it gave us a lot of space. It gave us tons of cargo room. We actually thought about bringing bikes, but that didn't really work at the end.
Yeah.
Took up too much room. But it was a great experience. I would recommend if you go to Colorado, take more than 4 days there if you're traveling for 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of time on the road, right?
But we balanced that out with our road trip shakeout runs.
Yes.
So almost every gas station we stopped at, we'd run a mile or two.
Yes. And these were gas stations in Iowa, Nebraska, Colorado. I think the common denominator was that they were hot,
Yes,
right?
most of the time. And the first day, I wasn't really expecting that we'd be running a mile at every gas station, so I was wearing pants, and then
That's right. I remember you
Nice.
saying next time no pants.
Yeah.
So we found a way to do a little bit of training along the way. Just make sure we weren't just sitting in the car for 9 hours, which is what it would have been.
Mhm.
And we did some runs at the hotels we stayed at too.
yeah,
Right?
at the halfway point.
Yep. You
Two-
did a big one. Was it 5 or 6 miles in that first Nebraska stop, right?
Yeah, 6 miles.
Sunrise run.
Mm-hmm.
That looked pretty cool.
Yeah, that was neat.
I didn't quite get up in time. I did 4 miles of my own or something like that after it, but so that was great. We got to Colorado. The place that we were staying was the Estes Park or the YMCA Snow Mountain Ranch, just south of Rocky Mountain National Park. So Snow Mountain Ranch is about 9,000 square feet elevation, 8,700, something like that, right?
Yeah.
So that was our base camp. And for those of you who have not made that transition to Sheboygan is at about 600 feet above sea level. It's very close to sea level. We got the lake right there. So we are at zero elevation, went to 9,000 feet of elevation. Very different experience. How did you feel that?
Well, so our cabins were a little ways apart. There's like this road that looped around up a little bit to Uncle's cabin.
Mm-hmm.
So I made a trail through the woods, but even going up there a tenth of a mile, you couldn't really run it. It was you just all of a sudden be short on breath and like, why am I short
Yeah.
on breath?
Yeah, it's a weird experience. It's a weird image to think about too, but I always thought about it as like someone's sitting on my chest the entire time I'm trying to breathe and get oxygen in, and I just can't. So I had to do some run walking. I did several runs just right around the park. They were not great heroic feats. They were just trying to get some miles in
Uh-huh.
and suffering a little bit.
Yeah.
But we did some hiking too, right?
Yeah.
So the first hike we did was up 9 Mile Mountain.
Mhm.
There's a small mountain, a very small mountain for the Rockies, but it's right next to our camp, right next to our cabins, and uh, you and I and Calvin went up to the top. I think it was the second night, right?
Yep.
And sort of watched the sunset. It was hard to see the sunset because there were some clouds, but there's also a thick haze from the forest fires in Utah,
Hmm.
which added to the fun of breathing at 9,000 feet, right?
Yeah. And it was also we got up there to see the sunset, and there's three smaller reddish looking clouds, and that was about all we could see
Yes.
outlined by the
And then we got
sun.
to the top, climbed around a little bit. You managed to gas yourself pretty well up there, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. You
Still
probably can't see
still
that, but
gotta,
still
yeah.
there. Yeah. It's all these pine trees that are falling down on the top, just deadfalls. And pine trees are great. They have these little sticky nubs that are out all over the place, and climbing over them, it's easy to get yourself snagged on them, which I found out later.
Hmm.
So then we went to Monarch Lake the next day, I think, and you and I ran part of that, and then you ran into Uncle and walked around back with him, right?
Yep.
And then because that turned out to be a little more technical than we thought, didn't it?
Hmm.
I thought it was just gonna be like a gravel trail around the lake.
Yeah. And after you split off, there's like these rock fields that were coming down the
Okay,
side on the other
cool.
side of the lake,
Yeah,
but those are pretty technical.
like a
Lots
boulder
of
field coming down the mountain.
Yeah, lots of
Neat.
rocks coming up.
Yeah, that's sort of like Devil's Lake. You remember the side of that
Hmm.
one mountain with all the boulders falling down it?
Yeah.
So while you were running around the bottom with by yourself and then with Uncle, I climbed up to the strawberry bench, about 1,200 feet up. Big switchback up a mountain. Mountain. It had some really cool views of the Rockies that we were right next to, and a lot of bear sign. Didn't see anything though, and just trying to get a sense of how it would feel to do some climbing. Wanted to do more of it, but we were only there for 4 days. So we did that. We had another night hike, right, up to the waterfall, and
Hmm.
then a day hike to the waterfall, look for some critters, right?
Yeah.
Saw a lot of deer, but not much else at that point.
Yeah. But then when we drove further up the mountain just to check out what it was like up there, maybe see some stuff, there was a moose like right on the side of
That's
the
right,
road.
with the calf,
Yeah.
right after the waterfall hike, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, so that was really cool, seeing that moose with a calf. Um, Felt glad that we were in a car
Yeah.
when we found this giant mother moose with their calf. But the next day, or the last day that we were there, Alex and I took on the biggest hike that we had, which was it's called the Five Peaks hike, right?
Hmm.
And goes up to Sheep Mountain. So it's about 2,000 feet, and it consisted of a big climb up the base and then quite a bit of little switchbacks to get up to the first and second peak, especially.
Hmm.
And on that first section, we also saw a moose, right?
Yeah.
Just sort of grazing in a field there.
And the deadfall area.
Right, right. So it was really cool. Our trail went up a little further. The moose went around the side of the mountain. We didn't see it again, but we had a really great hike up there. Had to stop a couple times just to catch our breath, have a snack, right?
Yeah.
I think if we were there longer, it would have been fun to walk up to one of these Arctic lakes. I say walk up, hike up several thousand feet to one of these Arctic lakes, um, but these mountain lakes. Um, but next time. So we were able to have a great time there with family. Came back, managed to get the 15-passenger van back home, uh, mostly intact. We ended up ripping the fuel door off at some point.
Yeah.
And I ordered a part on Amazon when we were a day away. The part came half an hour before we had to turn the van in, fix the van, turned it in. Nobody said a word. So we were able to sort of skate on that one.
Mhm.
But so we didn't have a lot of running, but we did have those hikes that I think are, some serious cross training, both from like a cardio, lung standpoint, and also, a lot of legs, a lot of quads on the way down, hamstrings, glutes on the way out. So it was not a vacation sitting by the ocean or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We weren't doing much running, but we were still doing a lot of training.
Yep. I had a big mountain bike in there too, right?
Yeah.
Almost like 2.5 hours, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So we rented mountain bikes at Snow Mountain Ranch where we were. And Calvin, Alex, and I had a really great ride through this sort of pine forest, etc. Did a couple loops in there. That was a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
I attempted to take some video while on a mountain bike. Not recommended. Don't do it. Almost went down into a pine tree, but and then we came back. Go ahead.
That was at the point where we were going pretty fast too. You
Yes.
pulled out the camera and we just got into the fast section, and Calvin and I were bombing it down the hill. And
Yes. And I was sort of trying to put my phone away and get my hands on the bars again. Yeah. So we had a great trip. Travel went uneventfully. We got some running in, not as much maybe as we would have during a regular week, but so since we've been back, we've had a pretty decent training week, right? Mm-hmm. We did several runs in town while it was hot, 12 miles, 10 miles, and you did some stuff by yourself as well, right?
Yeah.
So what we did today was sort of a culmination of a big week. I think I ended up with 55 miles and you are at
51.
51. So great training. I think Alex, you're sort of where you need to be from, you're 5 weeks out right now.
Yeah.
From the Underdown Marathon. So we'll talk about our run a little bit, and then I want to hear how you're feeling about it too.
Okay.
So we drove up this morning to Merrill, Wisconsin. It was about a 3-hour drive. And Alex had asked earlier, hey, can we actually try out the trail? And especially, what section?
Prairie Dells.
Prairie Dells section. Sort of something looming in your head, it seems like.
Well, yeah, because we did a lot of training on your course. Mm-hmm. Probably also easier to drive too, but
yeah.
Just on the
about
weekend.
half the distance. But
yeah. But we did a lot of the tough sections on yours,
Yes.
so
yeah, absolutely.
felt like
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
To try it out. You've been out there, but there's some different sections to do too, and it was a year ago, right?
Yeah.
So you're getting used to it again. So we drove up about 3-hour drive and went straight up to the trailhead. Got there about 1 o'clock and started in on sort of a more technical up and down. It's a mountain bike trail, so a lot of up and down and sort of like pump track style geography, right?
Yeah, some jumps.
Some jumps, yeah. Different ways that you can take around over rocks or whatever.
Yeah, the side by side.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think we're both feeling okay at that point. When we got back to the car, we used the car as an aid station at mile 5.5 or something like that. Mm-hmm. Then we headed into the Prairie Dells,
which was not as bad as you recalled.
Yes.
But there were a few different obstacles.
Yeah, what were the obstacles?
Flies. There were a lot of flies.
By a few, he means a few million different obstacles.
Yeah.
These flies were everywhere. They were in our mouths. They were in our hair. They were
in our face.
They weren't really biting, right?
No.
But they were just everywhere. Mm-hmm. And I tried to take a video, and I don't think you can see it, but if I was following Alex, I could see like a cloud of flies around him. And we determined that there are 2 types of clouds on this run, right?
There's the mental cloud,
yes,
which I get when I'm not locked in going into a run or midway through a run, but like leading helps me.
Yeah.
Leading on the trail helps me get that cloud out.
Sure.
And then there's the physical cloud, which is the cloud of flies around your head.
Yes. Yeah, and maybe the 2 are related a little bit too sometimes, right?
Yeah.
One can cause the other. But so that's really good stuff to work through, right? Because you're going to run into that. I hope we don't run into the flies. The mental cloud will be there, but I think the cloud of flies will be dissipated. Run Underdown for 2 years now. I do not remember flies like that. It's just sort of the Wisconsin woods at this time of year. It's in Greenbush too. It's worse up here,
Hmm.
but
Yeah. And the nice thing about not having flies at the race, or hopefully not having flies at the race, is the mental cloud is easier to overcome than the cloud of flies.
yeah, I hope so. And we tried some different things, right?
Hmm.
At one point you said, Dad, just tell me a story. I
Yeah.
said, which story? What do you want to hear about? The one where you and Uncle went camping in the woods for a week. All right, so I started in on this story, and then I realized that at that point, like mile 10 or 12, I was not running super awesome when I was also trying to tell a story.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think I need to take a story break for a little bit because I need
Hmm.
to breathe a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't just the flies, right? It was when we got back in the car, I checked the weather. It was 85, 86 degrees out there.
Yeah.
And it was hot and it was humid. Um, but those factors could very well be the same during the race.
Indeed.
Mid August, Merrill? Yeah. Could be mid 80s, could be a thunderstorm, could be humid.
And I realized today that I don't do terrible running in the heat. I was more focused on the flies, especially
Yeah.
today. But um, if it's raining, it could get
Yeah.
that's when I had a little bit of a rough race last year.
Yeah, we talked through a lot of that while we were running today, right?
Hmm.
Strategies we can do. I'm going to be with you the whole time. We can talk through it. We can walk for sections,
Yeah.
and be right there with you. And, it's interesting. So you said the flies. I think you said probably 5 or 6 times, why are there so many flies out here?
Yeah.
When you were feeling down, it's just like, what is going on here? It's like they're persecuting you.
Yep.
But we got through it. Flies or no flies. You were doing a lot better at the end. You were moving good. I think you told me like, well, I know it's gonna be done soon, so let's just get it done.
Hmm.
And I think we're gonna have some moments like that in the race too.
Yeah. That's also nice about having run the course before.
Hmm.
What we did today was the Underdown half marathon course, which I raced last year. So I knew I had a lot of memories about where we were on the
Sure.
course and how far we had left.
So we did 14 today. You did a little 14 point something. So you got 12 miles more, right?
Yeah.
How are you feeling about that?
I'm thinking 12 miles is not a huge number, and I can at least go five more, or 4 or 5
Yeah, you
more,
were saying that.
because I've divided it this way. We have 17 miles on the upper mountain bike course, and then 9 miles in the Prairie Dells. So I think I am able to get through the upper 17, um, and that'll probably be fine.
Yeah.
And then if I need to walk in the lower 9, I can walk in the lower
Yeah.
9. That's fine too.
Let's finish this up. However it happens, forward is a pace, right?
Yep.
And I'll be there to support you the whole way, and I'm really excited about that. This is your big goal for the year. We already had mine. I missed it a little bit. I think we can really nail yours, and I think you're on a good trajectory to do it. We talked a little bit about training. We got some stuff coming up. Your service project. We have camp. Ruth and I will be in Utah while you guys are at camp. So there's a couple of just life things that are going to happen in between now and the race. But I think we have a pretty good idea about how to hit some of those long runs so that you really have some more confidence and your body has some more endurance before we actually hit the trail for the race.
Yep. For most of training since January, I've been like going week by week.
Mhm.
So I need this many miles this week. I'll do this distance Monday, this distance Wednesday, this distance Thursday, and then a long run on Saturday. And then I have my whole week planned out. And now I think we got this next week planned out, and the week between service project and camp planned out, and taper week planned out. We got it all laid down, and I think
It's a good plan.
it's a good plan. And It makes it very, very accomplishable.
Excellent. Yeah, you got to take it in bites like that, right?
Hmm.
All right. Well, we're gonna finish up at the hotel here. I think we're gonna play some chess. Maybe I might work out. We're gonna do some running tomorrow morning. I think we got some areas picked out to get some geocaches and do some running.
Yep.
And then we'll head back and we'll have another strong week in the heat. It's gonna be hot, but that's all right. It could be out during the race, so it's good heat training.
Yeah. One more thing about the course today was there was not any really accessible geocaches, which left a little bit lacking for, distraction from the running.
Yeah, right.
But there's also like creatures all over the trail.
Creatures
There
everywhere.
are these micro frogs and
We kept finding smaller and smaller frogs.
yeah,
And at one point you said, I didn't know they made them this small.
yeah. And then there's a snake that I picked up
Yeah,
too.
we saw several other ones too.
And then at one point, I think it was at like mile 10, I tripped on a rock and fell. And then
It was a low point in several different ways.
and then I turned around and Dad was holding a toad and he said, "I have this toad for you." And I said, "Thank you for the toad."
I thought he might appreciate it.
I did.
Alex
I
has
did.
always been one for animals, so
Yes.
at least we had some animal friends out there who were not of the fly nature.
Yes.
Yes, so that was great. All right, anything else you want to add, Alex?
Nope. I think that's it.
All right, very good. Thanks for joining us again. Like and subscribe, and we got another big goal coming up soon. Excited to bring you along with that. So this has been Runner and Son. I am Runner.
I'm Son.